Hey, what's up, everybody? Hunter here, and I wanted to quickly touch on a topic that was discussed in today's Twitter space about DAOs, taxes, and legal process if you are involved with a DAO. Somebody asked, what are the biggest red flags to look for when joining a DAO, or if you're already in one, what are some red flags, I guess, around the legal activities in that DAO? A lot of people are asking if DAOs are, formed correctly, how they're affected when it comes to tax season, if they're in DAOs, how those DAOs are distributing profits or assets within it, if they are in a unique tax situation that might not be ideal. I would say there's four things that you really, when it comes to red flags that you want to look for, and we'll discuss those in this video. But obviously, the first thing, if you do think that you're in a tax situation or in a DAO and you aren't happy with it and you're concerned, go contact your attorney or your CPA. I am not your CPA. I am not your attorney. This is just opinion. But yeah, let's jump into why and what you should be looking for when you're joining a DAO and how to protect yourself from getting into something that might be not so great down the line when the SEC starts to come knocking on doors. So the biggest red flags you should be looking for. Look, if you're joining a DAO and you don't know who any of these people are and they're all anonymous and you have no way of knowing who they are, this is a red flag. If you don't know who's in charge of the DAO, if you're not sure if the funds that the DAO are operating are going to be put in a multi-sig and who those people holding the multi-sig are, that is a red flag. You want to know exactly who's kind of calling the shots. You want to know what their track record's like. And that's just like the start. That should be the basic for anything you get into, especially if you're having, hoping that this DAO operates in the correct, limits that we're expecting the IRS and the SEC to, guide by. The next biggest one, and this is crazy to me, is that if you're joining the DAO and they're not talking about legal structure and forming a legal entity and how that's handled, this is a red flag. You want the DAO that you're joining to explain that they've contacted the attorney, they're forming the entity, they're following the guidelines, they're following exactly what the government wants to see. If this is not a discussion in the DAO that you're joining, this is a red flag. The biggest other one that a lot of people don't understand is that obviously we're in decentralized communities, and the whole idea is for us to decentralize, how financials are handled, and even art. But when it comes to forming a DAO and actually abiding by, again, how the government wants things handled, you need to, there should not be at any point the DAO saying, hey, nobody needs a KYC. There needs to be a KYC technically to fall within the guidelines that the government wants. And if you have a DAO saying, hey, nobody needs a KYC, we're all going to say anonymous, they'll never find us, this is a red flag. You want them to be, again, playing by the rules. It's a very common theme here, is just playing by the rules, doing what the government wants to see, and making sure there's no false or shady activities that you're doing where there would be no benefit of the doubt. The biggest part, again, that I led off here with was about being a security. If the DAO you're joining or looking at joining has not at any point looked into, hey, are we a security? Oh, great, we've checked it, we're not. And they don't have like real legal guidance on them not being a security, that is a red flag. Or if they're doing something that does fall within what a security is, that's a red flag. We've talked a lot during the space about the difference between having 100 people plus or being under 100 people. Being under 100 people, there's some things that, exceptions that you'll have if you're forming a DAO. Over 100 people, there's some very serious things that have to be addressed there. So the size also matters. If you're joining like a private DAO that you and like 35 other people are making, you're going to throw money in, you're going through the guidance, that would be less concerning than, hey, there's 30,000 of us all joining this DAO. There's that, like, knowing that there's that many over 100, that's another little red flag to to look into. Um, you know, when it comes to securities, there's the Howey test. In the Howey test, we can pull this up right here. Talking to is really serious, and they're really concerned, and they're doing all the things that I mentioned, and there are, they want to make sure everybody's safe, that DAO will spend the money, and go and get an attorney to write up a legal opinion and say, hey, is this a security or not a security? What are the concerns? Do we fall within the guidelines that the government would want to see from us? If you have a DAO that's like, hey, we're going to KYC, we're going to get a legal opinion, we're going to make sure our accounting's taken care of, we're going to follow compliance and the guidance that the government's like, that's what you want to hear. That would make me feel great. On the other hand, like I said, if we're hearing these red flags, like don't need the KYC, we're all going to stay anonymous, we're going to get these tokens, and then like these tokens increase in value based on the performance of this. And by the way, like we're not going to have any attorneys involved. We're just going to have a DAO. That's where I get a little concerned, and those are red flags that you should be looking out for. As I said at the beginning of the video, if you have specifics that you should be fearing or worried about, go contact an attorney or a CPA or whoever gives you legal and financial advice, because it's not me, and contact them and get more information, and make sure you are not putting your money into something that might be fraudulent or, in the eyes of the SEC, illegal. I hope this helps. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. It helps a ton. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.